good morning, good morning. This is yours truly, Pastor Howey, coming live and direct to you. And I'm having my beautiful morning before I start my classes. I'm working on my chapter 13 and 14 of Secure Network Engineering as I get ready to put together the topology for the final exam. It's been 2 months that I've been having this class, roughly as of the 9th of September is when I started, and now the 9th of November will make it exactly 2 months, right? So my goal is to actually turn into my assignment by the 9th of November. But I gotta practice doing the topologies. I gotta practice doing the answering of the questions in essay form. Alexa, volume 2. I gotta answer the questions in a way that's going to be very beneficial. I just want to just get a rant this morning about YouTube and the angers of YouTube. I am so sick and tired of the advertisements lying to people about various things. If you don't know about YouTube, the way YouTube works is they study what you click on based on what we call an algorithm. An algorithm is a set of instructions that the coders create to be able to study human behavior. It's really psychology 101 or 4606. And so everything you click on when you're watching on YouTube or Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, now called Meta, or now TikTok, is studied. The amount of seconds you take to look at a thumbnail without actually opening up the thumbnail is also studied. How I learned this was by watching a movie show called Evil. It's a great show. It came out in 2019 and ended in 2024, and it basically talked about through Stephen King's related people, Michelle King and another guy named Brad King or something. They came up with this show, and it just covered various topics of the supernatural, but also just of evil in general. Most of the time they were doing, exorcisms and stuff like that, but which most of us know that junk is not true all the ways. I mean, it's sometimes, but not all the ways. And so basically what happened was there was a show called The Demon of Algorithms. Yeah, The Demon of Algorithms. I didn't even know there was such, and this is not really a demon. But what they're saying is the evils of man to take a program such as YouTube and suggest advertising to you via the quote-unquote videos that come into your daily feed. But not only that, you pay for the free version, don't pay the $29 a month. They will send advertising about specific things. And you can go in to Google owns YouTube. You can go in to Google and you can turn off what's called app personalization. Excuse me, give me a second. Stop making this noise. I feel like I'm having a real life conversation. Because I want to never forget this for myself. Maybe somebody else is blessed by it. And so I'm watching a video on YouTube of a situation that I want to watch, and because of that, YouTube studies me like it studies you. So it knows that I'm into law enforcement. I like watching police activity videos. After the George Floyd incident, I started watching them because, after George Floyd, a lot of my black brothers and sisters were saying all the police are bad, that there's no such thing as a good police. We got to defund the police, yada, 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 yada. So I said, let me go on and start watching some of these episodes, because I was a guy who was not broken laws. I was a guy that did not try to disobey any laws. So my relationship with being put over is like nil. I say in 30 years of driving, I've been put over maybe 5 times. And I'm black. But then you hear a black person say, well, in 30 years of driving, I've been put over, 15 times. And it's kind of like, really? What's the difference between you and me, right? And so I started watching the videos on police activity, and I see a lot of times, and of course, not all of them, I'm not all the videos, but I see a lot of the videos where people are breaking the law, and they know better. and they're challenging authority, and they're pushing this cop who is predominantly white in most parts of the country. And the cop has less than maybe 2 or 3 seconds to react. And the first thing they're going to do in 2 or 3 seconds is pull the trigger and fire 15 shots until the clip goes out. And if you're shot, you're dead. I mean, there's no way. I mean, you get shot 15 times, ain't no CPR that's going to save you. You're gone. And so the algorithm knows that I like watching that, so it sends me more links, and I click on them. But then there'll be commercials that will come on, and it will market based upon that police activity video things to me that they would think that I would like to watch because of the fact that I like watching those videos. But some of these doggone commercials and questions are ridiculous and they're evil. And a lot of time, because of the fact I was in the hospital and I've been studying my own health, that means that YouTube, Google, watches what I click on. So they send me all kind of stupid advertisement like, do you know that there is that dementia is diabetes type 3? Really? And it'd be one project, some research article, and they try to push this argument to us. Bottom line, high blood sugar, low blood sugar, bottom line, sugar is the enemy. It's like salt's the enemy. Too much of both kills. So the aspects of the game that I see on YouTube, based upon watching a TV show called Evil, made me realize that there is definitely a movement to control the minds or suggest certain products to people based upon what they click on. The problem with that whole statement is this. It to me seems like the issue is not necessarily the product, the issue is us. The issue is that many people want to see evil, not for the motive of, I just want to understand how I can help my people, but they just want to see someone get killed. I remember when I first went in the military and we had a 2001 attacks of New York City and DC and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Fortunately, they did not show body parts and dead bodies and brains and guts on TV of people jumping from those towers and crashing into the ground. But if you're a veteran, you're going to see that in the overseas. That's why we have a lot of veterans that commit suicide, 22 every day, 22 every day. And we're trying to help these guys, but a lot of these guys can't get past the blood and the guts and the ways that we can kill one another with weapons or just suicide or car accidents. There's many ways to die. And so I was never a person that like, let me go look at a video so I can watch someone's head get chopped off. But I did watch one time. And what went through my body as I saw that, hearing the sounds of the death of this man who was captured by Islamic terrorists, and they beheaded this guy, white guy, and you go, oh my God, and you're just like in shock because this is a human being, and now he's alive, but now he's dead in a second or a few seconds. And of course, that's not something that we watch on an everyday, but there's people out there that do watch that stuff. So the algorithm is what pissed me off because I noticed the lies that they be marketing to us. If I was watching a video just a few minutes ago on YouTube, which I'll go into right now, and it blew me away. It blew me away. But at the same time, I have to say, I have two watches. I'm going through my view all. I go from watching Christian Harfou's spirit songs to Take Down with Chris Hansen, again in a video series about taking down child predators that go after kids under 18, particularly 15-year-olds. They specifically make sure that they target people who want 15-year-olds, and there are men in their 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s chasing 15-year-old kids. It pisses me off. All the way down, as I'm going through today, to parrots, birds from Alaska, I like watching bald eagles, to more takedown with Chris Hansen. But then I switch off to Dr. Now, and who is a doctor that helps obese people who need bariatric surgery to save their life. So I'm going from various things, but these are things that are in connection to me. Okay? I have some more. I'm going through my own history over the last couple of days. Chris Now, to life with a guy named EB. He's a tow truck driver. And he started covering his own life because people, unfortunately, don't pay their car note. And guess what happens? They come and tow your car back to the owner, back because you don't own your car until that last payment's been made. And these are things that I watch, okay? But I also went to Top Gun, Part 2, to dogs. I love watching dogs. Oh, I love watching dogs. Orlando car accident. Unfortunately, to police activity videos, I watched a man being ejected as he's racing and running away from cops. And you know what happened? They got to do the pit maneuver, which means that car's going to flip. But you're going 100 miles an hour on a highway in the middle of the day. And in the state of Georgia, the cops have to do that pit maneuver in order to stop you from crashing into somebody else in that road. And as a person that has a car, that wants to drive, that has insurance, I pay a lot of money for insurance because of buttholes like that. So I watch various things, but then what pisses you off, as I said, will be the advertising that will come to me in the midst of these different things. So I just want to say this morning, as I was doing some analysis and thinking, was that, man, I'm glad I have a good heart. Because if I was a morally corrupt person, YouTube would take and let me watch all that crap. Yeah. YouTube would take and let me watch all that crap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It sure will. Yep, sure will. And the craziest part about it, there's more stuff on here. Billions of things. I haven't watched it lately, the Manosphere, the Black Manosphere lately. The Manosphere, or the Black Manosphere, is a program that talks about African American male and female relationships and the issues between black male and female in America, particularly because of the fact that black men and women are going to have sex, but we're also going to have dysfunctional, out of wedlock bastard kids. And so as you're having out of wedlock bastard kids, it breaks anybody's heart to know that if my mama's generation had children in wedlock, and that's the last generation on the earth that's having children in marriage, what does it say for black people in 2040? What does it say for them in 2050 and 2060? What it says that the day is coming, the end is coming, and lots of people are going to pay lots of people going to pay because of the sins of my generation and the sins of your generation, especially in that relationship. So I watch different things. I'm not just watching only what I just described. But what got me upset this morning was that if you pay for YouTube free, or you don't pay for YouTube free, YouTube makes money off of you. So when I first joined YouTube, I didn't understand the algorithm and the process. But what you do is you find a niche and you start uploading videos and giving away your IP property. In a way, they replay those videos to people that may like your style, your videos. And then what they do is that more and more people may sign up, register, join your channel, and your channel then goes from 100 to 1 million, and the amount of money you make off of it is minimal compared to the amount of billions that YouTube makes off of you. But that's the way it is. And so today, now we live in social media, which we have to live in it. If you don't live in social media, you're just way behind the curve, because you have to be in this world, unless you just want to be dead and to the world and not have any opportunities. And so as I watch myself on YouTube and I look at my channel, and I really started getting back involved in about 2015. I had a channel for about 20 years. As of this year, it's 20 years since I had this channel. But I only got 498 subscribers as of today, because I'm not trying to get monetized, and it's a ministry channel. I stayed up right in front of it. I'm a pastor. I state that clearly. So, and I put up all kinds of different things. And so, as I go look, I don't expect myself to get monetized. I just put up what is on my heart. So, because of that Brownsville revival, I get this commercial called some advertisement about some medical crap. I don't care about no medical crap. That's the advertisement that YouTube is trying to make on top of the money it makes off of all of us that give up our IP, or intellectual property. Okay? Yeah. The great part about other people's channels that I do find interesting is I do love learning about dogs. I love animals, because I was a guy who grew up without them. And then when I did have a dog, I was like not taking care of the dog like I should have, because I was so overweight and obese, not shaped. But God judged me, and I'm grateful to come out of that judgment humbled, grateful, thankful, because of the fact that I know I deserve everything that happened to me. It was my fault. I can't sit back and lie to you, lie to myself. I put myself in this predicament. Amen. So I appreciate God for His help, and let me learn from my own personal stories. And that's why I decided to make these blogs, to be able to discuss and talk about in real time issues in my life. I realize that time is short. I don't have time to worry about what I can't control. All I can do is control what I can't control, and accept what I can't control, and know the difference between the two, and then praise the Lord, go forward. So at 9:54 a.m. on this Wednesday, I'm about to keep reading information on risk vulnerabilities, and or to have a good understanding, and not just really go through the class to say I finished, but to really transform myself into a securities human being. Because this applies not just to the business world. Risk, protection of risk, mitigating risk, it applies to every world, the civilian world, human world. Yeah. So let me, right now it's about, 9:55. I'm gonna close the door and get started. I know the door's got to be open. So I use restroom already? I'm not sure. Well, I'll be right back. So, in 2 days, we have a beautiful procedure to check my colon. I'm getting prepared for it. I've had some broth and some soup, and I'm grateful because I'm actually doing the right thing. I'm actually eating correct, not playing around. Whereas most of the people in this place I'm at, you're dead men walking. Yeah. The worst part about this place that I've been at is there's one young woman who is mentally schizophrenic, 28 years old, and she grew up in Georgia, the country of Georgia, Dallas, Georgia. And it's a place called Dallas, Georgia. It's the country. As people tell us in the hood, she's poor, white, trash. There's poor white people out here, guys. Not every white person's rich. Not every black person's rich. But it's a different kind of poverty. We're talking Georgia poverty where you can be an acre and away from everybody else and be very poor. Right? Because of the fact there's lots of beautiful trees in Georgia. One thing I will admit, if I had the money, I had the car, I had the $50,000 truck, all the things that my European brothers have, man, I'd be going up to the mountains every weekend. I'm enjoying life. Fortunately, I don't have those things, so I can't enjoy those things. But I tell you one thing, when you're a person that lived in the city your whole life and you never left, you never seen mountains, and then I went to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's flat. There's no mountains. So you can live a whole 10 years in a flat state and never see a mountain. Come to Georgia and we got these mountains. To the point where at first it's scary because you haven't been in a mountain in maybe 15, 20 years. It's like growing up in Jacksonville, Florida, where I was growing up at. We had these huge bridges that were 300 feet in the air. One bridge is called the Matthews Bridge. And that bridge was scary growing up. But my mom went through that bridge, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of times because it's the only bridge that gets you from Arlington to downtown. And so because of that, I was able to get used to it. Man, it's beautiful out here. Beautiful out here. So on this beautiful morning, I'm grateful as we are getting ready to start Wednesday. I'm very happy and gotta go back to studying. So, thumbs up. Keep working hard. Don't stop. Keep the grind. Keep focused. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.